Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I want to make a quick announcement. We're going to be putting this out pretty much every day this week, and that is that your free daily NVIDIA analysis on YouTube ends in about 6 days. We're moving it off of YouTube. It's going to be folded into the sort of the family or the suite of other analytical videos we put out every day at wickedstocks.com. You'll still, if you become a subscriber, receive those daily NVIDIA levels, trend direction, ongoing trade guidance. When you become a subscriber, we actually answer your questions directly. 2 stock picks every single week, and you also will get the daily SPY and daily Triple Q analysis. So check out wickedstocks.com if you haven't already. At least take advantage of the 5-day free trial. That'll spill you into, that'll spill you into early next week so you can continue, but you just might want to become a regular subscriber. Once again, NVIDIA moves a week from, actually next Monday, December 8th. It will be at wickedstocks.com. Let's move on to the charts. This is the big picture. We still have this kind of I'd call it a 2 to 3 week, two-sided framework, although we still exist within the confines of a sell signal below 190.09. We're sort of equidistant between the two. That is to say, our ceiling at 190.09 and our floor at 162.15. Still anticipating 162.15 as a 2 to 3 week target. We're a solid 2 weeks into that right now. Will we see that this week? Well, that's a tough call. I don't necessarily think we will, but there is a support level at 168.37 that I don't expect to see today, but if tested, can contain session weakness. And yes, if we settle below 168.37, it would be this 160.04, 162.26 region, which is the same area on the daily chart that I mentioned a moment ago on the weekly chart at 162.15. This zone able to contain selling not only through December, but even through the first quarter. We can round up to new highs from here. We can round up into the 219 to 229 region, which I show in another chart over the following 2 to 3 months. If, however, and this needs to be said, we were to close below the 162.15 structure on the daily and weekly charts, we enter another even more significant sell signal that I would expect to play out well into the first quarter. This would be a 2 to 3 month sell-off into the low 120s. 120.82 is a multi-year channel bottom. This is sort of the trend support, in my opinion, for NVIDIA as we move through 2026. It can contain selling through all of next year, and from here we can rotate up to new highs within, I don't know, a half a year or so. That's just kind of a guess. Now, working our way up today, we do have last week's pullback high. It was a short week. That would have been, what would that have been? I know we were off. It would have been Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. That was the Tuesday high from last week of 182.91. It's the pullback high following the low that was put out last Monday, or a little over a week ago. Do I have that right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I do have that right. So 182.91 is a pivot point, upward pivot point for the day. You know, if we push through 182.91, I have trouble imagining the 189.60 level, but it is certainly possible. I think if we do push through 182.91, you don't want to be short NVIDIA on a day trade basis. I will say that if we close above 182.91, we're just another day or two away from pushing back into that 189.60 to 190.09 region. And there it is here. You can see 189.60 is on the daily chart, what we find on the weekly chart at 190.09. And in combination with all that, we have a descending channel top that you can see, where is it? Here at 190.54. And so they're all coming together right now. If we happen to test this area in the next few days, able to contain buying, as I say, through December, and from here we can fall back within 2 to 3 weeks into the low 160s. But if we do close above this 190.54 level and above all this other channel support now violated, so this is overhead resistance. If we happen to close above the upper 180s, low 190s, in other words, 190.54 is what I'm really trying to say here, then we have an aggressive buy signal into later December. The following 2 to 3 weeks, I would expect that 214.39 level. This is a channel top that may well contain buying on a monthly basis, and as we continue moving through time, it does converge with some significant wave counts that start at 219.64 and end at, going by memory here, 228.94, I believe that is. But right now, I would say, following yesterday's outside day, and settlement back above Friday's high, this is a sign of, well, I would just call it stability. And I would not be surprised in the least to see 182.91 tested today, that is Tuesday. And if we push through 182.91, I'll say we've got a good low for the day. And if we close above 182.91, we probably have a good low for the week, because the next couple of days then likely to push into that 189.60 to 190.09 region, where we can top out, through December and fall away into the low 160s within several weeks. Working our way down one more time, I do want to mention that we have the 168.37 formation. If you follow the sequence of highs, you can see we broke to this low. We put out a high. This is a 4 or 5 day channel bottom. Enough to contain session weakness. I don't consider this to be a 3 to 5 day swing trade. I'm just saying if this market sells off significantly today, the backstop for the day only I see as 168.37, and certainly closing below 168.37, the low 160s likely within just another day or two, where once again we can bottom out through December into the first quarter and round up nicely from there. Once again, starting next Monday, Nvidia moves to wickedstocks.com off the YouTube channel. We'd love for you to join us. You'll get, our 2 stock picks every single week that cater to 3 to 5 week out to 3 to 5 month swing traders. We've had a tremendous batting average, actually. I think our average winning trade for 2025 is over 30% gains on the underlying stock. And our batting average has been in the low 70 percentile in terms of the accuracy of our stock picks. So it's worth checking out. We also offer daily SPY and daily triple Q analysis. I would always have the SPY and triple Q at hand if I were day trading NVIDIA, and vice versa. They work hand in hand together. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Wednesday's NVIDIA report, and you have a fabulous evening.